The Rachel Hansen shooting, a labyrinth of shadows in 2025. Introduction, a life silenced. In the pre-dawn hush of a crisp 2025 morning, a single gunshot shattered the tranquility of a suburban neighborhood in a mid-sized American town. Rachel Hansen, a 29-year-old nurse whose infectious laugh and compassionate spirit had touched countless lives, was found lifeless in her modest apartment, a bullet wound piercing her heart. The shot that ended her life ignited a mystery that has gripped communities, confounded investigators, and stirred a restless quest for truth. Was Rachel the target of a vengeful predator, a victim of random violence, or caught in a web of secrets too dangerous to unravel? As fresh evidence trickles in and theories proliferate, this unsolved case has become a haunting enigma, a puzzle that defies resolution yet demands it with every unanswered question. This essay delves into the chilling details, probes provocative possibilities, and dares to ask, will the truth behind Rachel Hansen's death ever emerge from the shadows? The night that changed everything. Rachel Hansen was a beacon of light in a demanding world. As a registered nurse at St. Mary's Hospital, she navigated the chaos of the 2024 flu season with grace, working 12-hour shifts to care for patients in the ICU. Her colleagues described her as a quiet hero, someone who stayed late to comfort a grieving family or shared her lunch with a struggling coworker. Her apartment, nestled in the Oakwood complex, was a sanctuary of warmth. Ivy cascaded from shelves, family photos adorned the walls, and a vintage record player spun jazz standards by Ella Fitzgerald and Miles Davis. It was here in this haven that tragedy struck. On February 17, 2025, at approximately 2:17 a.m., a neighbor, startled awake by a muffled pop, assumed it was a car backfiring. Minutes passed before another resident, unable to sleep, noticed an eerie stillness and called 911. Police arrived to a scene that chilled even seasoned officers. Rachel lay on her living room floor, a single 9mm bullet wound to her chest, her eyes open as if staring into the void. The apartment was pristine, no signs of a struggle, no fingerprints, no murder weapon. Her phone, charging on the nightstand, was locked and unremarkable. Her purse sat untouched, ruling out robbery. The only clue was a half-open window, its latch bent as if pried by careful hands, suggesting an intruder had slipped into, or out of, the night. The precision of the shot was unnerving. Ballistic analysis revealed the bullet, a standard 9mm, was fired from close range, yet its trajectory suggested a steady hand, possibly someone with training. The absence of shell casings or stray marks hinted at a perpetrator who knew how to cover their tracks. Who could enter Rachel's life so silently, strike so decisively, and vanish without a trace? The question lingered, heavy as the frost that coated the town that night. The investigation, a tangle of clues and dead ends. The investigation, led by Detective Ellison of the local police department, was exhaustive but frustratingly elusive. Rachel's life seemed devoid of shadows, no enemies, no debts, no ties to crime. Her co-workers painted a portrait of a woman who lived for her patients and her passions, hiking local trails, volunteering at a community garden, and planning a trip to Italy she'd saved for years. Her ex-boyfriend, Mark Thompson, a high school teacher, was cleared within days, his alibi confirmed by a late-night Zoom call with colleagues in a different state. Her family, devastated in their small Iowa hometown, insisted Rachel had no secrets. Yet, the pristine crime scene suggested otherwise. Early leads were tantalizing but vague. A neighbor, Mrs. Clara Evans, reported seeing a dark SUV with tinted windows idling near the complex days before the shooting. She couldn't recall the license plate but noted its sleek design, like something a government type might drive. Another resident, a retired mechanic named Tom Rivera, overheard a hushed argument outside Rachel's apartment the previous week. A man's voice, low and tense, followed by footsteps fading into the night. These fragments, while intriguing, led nowhere. The SUV was never traced, and the argument remained a ghost of a clue. In April 2025, a breakthrough offered hope. A partial shoe print, size 10, found in the soft soil beneath Rachel's window. Its distinctive tread pattern, identified as belonging to a high-end tactical boot, didn't match anyone in her circle. Forensic teams cross-referenced databases, but the print remained a mystery, hinting at an outsider with means and motive. Weeks later, a hospital co-worker, Nurse Emily Carter, dropped a bombshell. Rachel had confided in her about feeling watched for weeks. She'd spotted a man, tall, nondescript, wearing a dark jacket, lingering near her car in the hospital parking lot. Rachel dismissed it as stress, but Emily's testimony painted a chilling picture. Was this man the key or another phantom in a case riddled with them? Investigators also uncovered a curious detail. Rachel's apartment security system, a basic keypad lock, had been disabled hours before her death. The override code wasn't hers, suggesting someone with technical skill or inside knowledge. This revelation deepened the mystery, pointing to premeditation. Yet, with no fingerprints, DNA, or surveillance footage from the complex's outdated cameras, the trail grew cold. Detective Ellison, in a rare press conference, admitted, "We're chasing shadows, but we won't stop." The public, however, grew restless, hungry for answers in a case that felt both intimate and impenetrable. Theories that ignite the imagination. The Rachel Hansen shooting has spawned a labyrinth of theories, each more provocative than the last. The case's ambiguity invites speculation, blending plausible scenarios with audacious conjecture. Here are the most compelling theories circulating in 2025, each a thread in the tapestry of this unresolved enigma. The obsessive stalker. Some believe Rachel was hunted by a stalker, perhaps a patient or acquaintance fixated on her kindness. Her comment about feeling watched, coupled with the loitering man, supports this. Could he have been someone she helped at the hospital, whose gratitude twisted into obsession? The disabled security system suggests someone who knew her routine, adding a personal, chilling edge to this theory. The hospital conspiracy. A darker hypothesis posits that Rachel stumbled onto a secret at St. Mary's, perhaps evidence of medical malpractice, illegal drug diversion, or a billing scandal. As a nurse, she had access to patient records and pharmacy logs. Did she uncover something worth killing for? The hospital's tight-lipped response to inquiries and rumors of internal audits fuel this theory, suggesting a cover-up by powerful figures. The random act. Some argue the shooting was a tragic accident, a burglar interrupted mid-crime, or a stray bullet from a nearby dispute. The bent window latch supports a break-in, but the lack of theft or chaos undermines this. The precision of the shot, fired at close range with no defensive wounds, feels too deliberate for randomness, yet the theory persists for its simplicity. The professional hit. The clean crime scene, disabled security system, and missing weapon point to a skilled perpetrator, possibly a hired killer. Was Rachel caught in a larger scheme? Some speculate ties to organized crime, perhaps linked to hospital suppliers or local power brokers. A more outlandish theory whispers of a serial killer targeting nurses, though no pattern has emerged. The idea of a calculated execution is as unsettling as it is captivating. The personal betrayal. A lesser-known theory explores Rachel's inner circle. Could a trusted friend or colleague have harbored a grudge? A cryptic journal entry discovered posthumously mentioned someone close who's changed. Was it a hint of betrayal or an innocent musing? This theory, while speculative, adds a layer of intimacy to the tragedy, suggesting the killer was no stranger. Each theory weaves a narrative that pulls us deeper into the mystery, forcing us to question who Rachel was and who wanted her gone. The cultural phenomenon, a mirror to our fears. The Rachel Hansen shooting resonates far beyond her small town, touching a nerve in a society grappling with uncertainty. Rachel was the embodiment of the American dream, a young woman from a working-class family, building a life through hard work and compassion. Her violent death in her own home, a place of safety, shatters our illusions of security. In 2025, with crime rates fluctuating and trust in institutions strained, her story feels personal, a stark reminder that danger can lurk in the most ordinary corners. The mystery's grip lies in its relatability. Rachel could be anyone's sister, daughter, or friend. Her life, filled with small joys like hiking the nearby Blue Ridge Trail or tending her community garden plot, mirrors the aspirations of millions. The case's ambiguity invites us to play detective, piecing together fragments like the bent latch or the mysterious SUV. It's a puzzle that feels solvable yet remains just out of reach, fueling endless debates in coffee shops, workplaces, and living rooms. The story also thrives on its vivid imagery. Imagine the scene: a darkened apartment, jazz notes frozen mid-melody, a window ajar letting in the winter chill. The single bullet wound, precise and merciless, tells a story of its own. These details create a haunting tableau, one that lingers in the mind like a half-remembered dream. Rachel's tragedy is a perfect storm of suspense, emotion, and mystery, making it a case that refuses to fade. The broader context echoes of other mysteries. The Rachel Hansen shooting echoes other enduring mysteries, amplifying its cultural weight. Like the 2007 disappearance of Madeleine McCann, it hinges on a single, inexplicable moment that defies explanation. Like the 1990 Gardner Museum heist, it tantalizes with clues that lead nowhere. The case also recalls the 1970s Zodiac killings, where a meticulous killer left taunting traces, but no answers. These parallels remind us that some mysteries endure because they challenge our need for closure, forcing us to confront the limits of justice. In 2025, the case also intersects with broader societal anxieties. The rise of true crime fascination reflects a hunger for understanding violence in a world that feels increasingly unpredictable. Rachel's death, set against a backdrop of debates about community safety and institutional transparency, becomes a lens for examining our fears. Was her hospital a microcosm of hidden corruption? Does the disabled security system point to vulnerabilities in our daily lives? These questions elevate the case from a local tragedy to a national obsession. The unanswered questions, a haunting legacy. As 2025 draws to a close, the Rachel Hansen shooting remains an open wound. Was the size 10 shoe print a clue or a coincidence? Who was the man Rachel sensed watching her? Why was her security system disabled? And how did the killer vanish so completely? New questions have emerged. A recently discovered receipt in Rachel's car, dated the day before her death, showed a coffee purchase at a shop she rarely visited. Did she meet someone there, or is it another dead end? Each clue is a thread in a labyrinth leading us deeper into the unknown. The police, under mounting pressure, have expanded their search, re-interviewing hospital staff and canvassing the neighborhood for overlooked witnesses. A $50,000 reward, offered by Rachel's family and community donors, has yet to yield a breakthrough. Detective Ellison, in a recent statement, vowed, "We're closer than we were, but this case is a puzzle with missing pieces." The public, however, grows weary, torn between hope and resignation. Rachel's legacy is one of haunting ambiguity. Her story challenges our belief in justice, reminding us that some truths remain buried. Will a new witness emerge, perhaps someone who saw the SUV's driver? Will forensic advancements unlock the shoe print's secrets? Or will Rachel Hansen's death join the pantheon of mysteries that endure, unsolved, in our collective memory? For now, her name is a whisper in the dark, a call to keep searching. Conclusion: a truth in the shadows. The Rachel Hansen shooting is a tragedy wrapped in a labyrinth, a story that grips the heart and torments the mind. Its unanswered questions and provocative theories make it a singular enigma, one that demands we confront the fragility of safety and the elusiveness of truth. As investigators chase shadows and communities mourn, Rachel's memory endures, a nurse, a daughter, a dreamer whose light was extinguished too soon. Will 2026 bring the answers we seek, or will this mystery deepen, pulling us further into its depths? For now, we ponder, we question, and we wait, Because in the silence of that February night, a truth is hiding, and it's up to us to find it.